Zimbabwe has had its fair share of controversial stories over the years, spanning political, social, and economic issues. Here are a few notable ones. Number 1. The Land Reform Program. One of the most controversial and impactful events in Zimbabwe's recent history is the Land Reform Program, initiated in the early 2000s under Robert Gabriel Mugabe. The program involved the seizure of land owned by white farmers, often violently, and its redistribution to black Zimbabweans. While aimed at addressing historical injustices, it resulted in economic turmoil, food shortages, and international condemnation. Number 2. Hyperinflation. In the late 2000s, Zimbabwe experienced one of the most severe cases of hyperinflation in history. The country's currency became practically worthless, leading to economic collapse, widespread poverty, and social unrest. At its peak, prices were doubling every day, wiping out people's savings and causing immense suffering. Number 3. Elections and political violence. Zimbabwe's elections have been marred by allegations of rigging, voter intimidation, and violence. The 2008 presidential election in particular was highly controversial, with widespread reports of violence and intimidation against opposition supporters. International observers criticized the election process as neither free nor fair. Number 4. Human rights abuses. The government of Zimbabwe under various administrations has been accused of human rights abuses, including crackdowns on political dissent, censorship, and police brutality. Opposition leaders, journalists, and activists have been targeted, leading to international condemnation and calls for accountability. Number 5. Gukurahundi massacres. In the 1980s, Zimbabwe experienced a series of massacres known as the Gukurahundi, in which thousands of civilians, primarily from the Ndebele ethnic group, were killed by the Zimbabwean Army's 5th Brigade. The massacres were carried out under the guise of suppressing dissidents in the Matabeleland and Manicaland regions, but were widely viewed as ethnically motivated violence. These stories represent just a fraction of Zimbabwe's complex history, characterized by struggle for power, economic instability, and human rights challenges.